From Keene, the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, March 30th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.36 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,326 per ounce. ZenCash is trading at $16, and the average price of Bitcoin is $6,793. Antiwar.com reports, speaking Thursday at a rally, President Trump said that the U.S. is likely to pull troops out of Syria very soon, saying they'll let the other people take care of it now. The U.S. officially has around 2,000 troops in Syria. Trump told the rally that they were knocking the hell out of the Islamic State and that the last of the Islamic State territory is soon to be recovered. His presentation of this as the end of the U.S. war in Syria is not in keeping with what other administration officials say, however. The Pentagon has been talking up new military goals in Syria for months on end, with Defense Secretary James Mattis saying troops would stay in Syria to prevent the creation of the Islamic State 2.0. The State Department pled ignorance to Trump's comments, saying that they were unaware of any planned withdrawals from Syria. That's unsurprising, however, as President Trump has often made off-the-cuff statements of policy without giving other officials a heads up. Trump's position on a pullout is in keeping with his own view of Syria as a very narrow anti-the Islamic State war, but a lot of other officials have staked out their own position, essentially mirroring the U.S. plan for permanent deployment in Iraq. Iraq and Syria are both parts of the same the Islamic State war, after all, but has a serious distinction. Iraq has welcomed U.S. troops in their country, at least for now, while Syria never authorized a U.S. deployment. Syria continues to declare U.S. forces in their country as unwelcome, and it would be very difficult for the U.S. to maintain an open-ended military presence there. While U.S. troops in Syria are not currently involved in a lot of combat, their withdrawal would extricate them from a tense situation with Turkey. Turkey intends to invade certain Kurdish regions where U.S. troops are currently embedded and seems set to do so whether the U.S. remains or not. The suggestion of a pullout may encourage Turkey to be patient for a time on that matter. ZenCash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. ZenCash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. ZenCash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io. Reuters reports Black Lives Matter activists protested again in Sacramento on Thursday over the shooting by police of an unarmed man, calling for criminal charges against the officers after an emotional funeral service for the 22-year-old father of two. At least 60 protesters gathered outside the Sacramento County District Attorney's office holding signs such as "Prosecute" and "Justice for Stephon Clark." Clark's death was the most recent in a string of fatal shootings by police that have triggered protests across the United States and renewed a national debate about bias in the United States criminal justice system. At the funeral service, veteran civil rights leader Reverend Al Sharpton addressed a congregation of hundreds. Sharpton said, "We're going to make President Donald Trump and the whole world deal with the issue of police misconduct." The service at a church in California's capital city came a day after White House spokeswoman Sarah Sanders told reporters the shooting was a local matter. Sharpton criticized that comment and praised protesters who have blocked traffic in the city, saying they were nonviolent. A White House representative could not be reached for comment on Sharpton's criticism. Stephon Clark was gunned down on the night of March 18th in his grandparents' backyard by police responding to a report that someone was breaking windows. Police said the officers who shot at Clark 20 times feared he was holding a firearm, but he was later found to have been holding a white cell phone. Tim Davis, president of the Sacramento Police Officers Association, did not return calls on Thursday. Davis, in a statement earlier in the week, said the two officers who opened fire believed Clark had a firearm and were legally justified under the law. California Attorney General Xavier Becerra had said state investigators will oversee the investigation and review the police department's procedures and practices. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.